Oh, this trees. Okay. You see a tired-looking, sorrowful old man who is gazing at an ash-dead tree in front of him. He is mumbling to himself and tapping his chin, trying to figure something out. Occasionally, he shakes his head sadly. What troubles you? He seems momentarily startled as you interrupt his train of thought. He speaks in a calm, unhurried tone, but full of sadness. Oh, greetings to you too, friend. How does this day find you? It finds me well. He smiles, but sorrow still lies in his eyes. That's good, friend. Hope your good fortune continues. He seems to turn back to the tree. And how does this day find you? He shrugs slightly and offers a bit of a smile. Fortune finds me well, though I'm saddened just the same. And why is that, friend? He pats the tree beside him. It's the trees here. In the hive. They're dying, friend, and no one cares. Seeing the look on your face, he holds his hand up, as if to silence you for a moment. It may not matter to some, but it's important to me. I feel it's a shame to see the last little tatters of life and beauty in this world left uncared for, to die. Can you understand that, friend? Yes, you're right. It is a sad thing. He seems surprised and blurts out, Really? Oh, I mean, wonderful. Perhaps you would... He pauses, then seems suddenly suspicious. He recomposes himself, speaking in his usual slow manner. In any case, that's good. I suppose you have some questions for me now. Not just yet. What is it you were going to ask? For the first time, the man seems genuinely happy, beaming. He explains, It's difficult for anything to survive here. Just look around and you'll see what I mean, friend. I'm not sure if it's possible to get the trees to thrive here, even if they somehow were to get enough light and clean water. Go on. He nods enthusiastically. But if enough people care, really want them to live, I just know they'll survive, and they'll turn green again and flourish. I mean, you could be right. I am right, I'm certain of it. A sense of conviction surrounds him like an aura. He seems so unlike the man you first spoke to. That's all I'd ask of you, friend. Just care for them, hope for their recovery, and, in time, should enough people want it, it will come to pass. Can you do that? Can you do that for me, friend? Of course. Lifeless, natureless areas are just... Honestly, they're like the saddest shit that I've ever seen, so let's try our best to help. Excellent, my friend, excellent, thank you. You've given me back my confidence, my purpose. Perhaps I can find others like you who will listen. Maybe perhaps will make a difference. What about your companions, friend? Will you speak to them on my behalf? Mort, what do you think? Huh? Oh yeah, Chief, sure, whatever you say. I'm serious, Mort. Can you make an effort? Mort looks at you for a while silently, then nods. Yeah, I can. If it's that important to you, I'll do it. Thanks. Dak'kon, could you help this man? One finds your request to be most intriguing. Trees in the hive? Like cities in limbo, they would stand as a testament to the will of the people not to bow to that which would surround and devour them. To take that which has been thrust upon them or left behind and make good of it. I, too, will care for these trees. Thanks. I had some question, Morns. He nods, awaiting your question. Any change to the trees now that we have 3 people believing in them? Oh, yes, friend, there has been. It's so slight you can barely see it, but look, fresh sap from the trunk, and a handful of new buds. It's only a matter of time now. I thank you again for giving me hope once more. My pleasure. I had some questions. I need some herbs sprung from this seed. Can you help me? Mourns for Trees takes the seed from you and holds it up to his eye. What an odd seed. Are those teeth along the edge? Barbs, perhaps. Where did you come by it, friend? Old Mebeth, the midwife of the square, needs some herbs sprung from this seed. Do you know where I could get some? No. Mourns for Trees continues to stare at the seed in his hand. This is the only seed of its kind I've ever seen. He winces, and a spot of blood again glistens from on his thumbs. The barbs on it are sharp indeed. Perhaps you should hold it. So you can't help me either? Unless you can make that one grow, I cannot. Again, I've never seen a seed like this before, friend. If we wanted it to grow enough, is it possible to make it grow? Mourns for Cheese looks at it. Perhaps, if you cared enough to see it grow. Oh, like the trees. Alright, focus on the seed. Will it to grow? To your surprise, there is a crack and the seed splits, twigs splitting from its surface like fingers. Instinctively, you drop the seed, but the talon-like twigs wrap around your wrist and will not let go. What the hell?
Updated my journal.
Mourns for Trees stares at the barbed branches around your wrist, stunned. I think the barbs on those new branches would be more than enough to get than what your friend needs. I will return to her. Then, thank you for your help, and I hope the trees get better. Alright, I beg of you to help? Yes, what is it, ma'am? Yes, hello? You see a pretty young woman. Her hair is in disarray, and the bodice of her dress is torn. She looks about in desperation and notices you. What seems to be the trouble, miss? She runs to you and grabs your arm. You notice the front of her dress is stained with blood. Help me, Cutter, please! They're killing my sister! She begins to tug on your arm. I'll help you. Take me to her. A look of relief washes over her face. She tugs at your arm. This way, Cutter! Alright. Oh, well, looks like I've been bamboozled. Uh-oh. Use this real quick. I should have known. We are kind of in like a oh my god, why? Oh, what the f-
Many times must this fool die?
Oh. Well, shit. Oh. Thanks for waiting for me, guys, and...
Alright.
Well, that was something. Well, I guess we better go back downstairs and get the hell out. We should be able to leave now that the gate's locked, yeah? Don't mind us, we'll just be leaving. On the plus side, I think we're closer to Ragpicker Square than we were before. Ugh. Actually, I wonder. Y'all told me that the person who was like running around here, like jacked up on whatever fantasy caffeine there is, her name is Ingress, and apparently she's running around for good reason, but it's a matter of like finding her.
Alright.
Let's see.
I've never seen something so ugly, I've not.
Oh, stuff it, Anna. Let's see. Hive Slug, Frightened Hive Dweller, Dustman. I know I saw her around here, but I guess she's not around here no more?
Alright.
I guess not.
Done.
I guess it's off to Ragpicker Square for us then. Wait, what's that? No, it's just an elderly hive dweller. That's weird. She's not like
Done.
anywhere though? Oh, there she is! Hi! You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty, and her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a fused lump of flesh. It looks melted, like wax exposed to a great heat. Hi.
Updated my journal.
Just what is it you want from me? The woman's accent is thick. You are having difficulty making out what she is saying. You want me to leave? Not leave in this city, so I'm not. I can't. Tried. This is not a city. It's a prison. It's everywhere. Everywhere? There's worlds. Her eyes gleam madly. Plains that be sinking sands, fields thirsty nettles be, sightless worlds where your limbs are given life and hate, cities of dust whose people are dust and whisper ash, a house without doors in the twilit land, singing winds. She starts to sob quietly, but she seems all out of tears, and shadows, terrible shadows there be. Where are these places? What happened to you? Where's them places? She flings a lump of her right hand in an arc, gesturing at the cityscape. There's all here. The doors here to everywhere. Portals, you mean? You're not knowing this? She squints at you. Her teeth start chattering. I tell you, I will beware every space you walk through or touch in this thrice-cursed cities. Doors, gates, arches, windows, picture frames, the open mouth of a statue, the spaces between shelves, between any space bound on all sides these doors to other places. I don't know why we're asking her about this. I mean, we basically learned this from Creekneys. Every door has a key, it does, and with this key they show their true nature. An arc becomes a portal, a picture frame becomes a portal, a window becomes a portal, all eager to take you someplace else. They steal you away. She raises the lump of her right hand. And sometimes what's on the other side wants to take a part of you as a tithe? I don't know that word. What are these keys? The keys number as many as doors in the city. Every door a key, every key a door. Her teeth start chattering again, as if she's cold. And a key is anything. It may be an emotion, an iron nail held between your second and fifth fingers, a thought 3 times, and then thought once in reverse, or it may be a glass rose.
Updated my journal.
And these are all keys that open doors? Yes. Her teeth start chattering, and she clenches her mouth closed and squints at her eyes. Yes. Can't leave. How did you get here?
Updated my journal.
She seems to calm slightly, and her eyes take on 1,000-league stare. Came from a place else from here, almost a life ago. Hummed a tune by a glade with 2 dead trees that had fallen together. A brilliant door opened in the space between those crossed trees, showed me the city on the other side. I stepped through, and here. Well, if you can remember the tune, why don't you just go back? Tried! She tries to sob again, but no tears come. Tried. All doors here lead to other places. She stutters and grips her melted right hand. Went through thrice 10 portals, some a purpose, some accident. None of them right. Can't find the way back. There must be a portal that can take you back. Can't even leave here, this square. And there, the place of death behind the gate where one waits for me. She points at the mortuary behind the gate and then turns back to you, her face desperate. Can't go anywhere in the city. You can't go anywhere? What do you mean? Anything could be a door. Any arch here, any door here. Could be a portal, don't know the key. Could get us sent to another horrible place. Your teeth start chattering again. Gotta stay away from close spaces. All those could be doors and have a key on me. And I might not even be knowing it. You're afraid to go through any door or arch because it might be a portal? She nods, her teeth chattering. How long have you been afraid of this? She squints. Since the last time I walked through the last portal where my hand... She stops. Since my 10th turning, I'm in the 4th 10th turning that now. Her teeth began chattering again. 30 years? You haven't walked through any door for 30 years. Her vision seems to clear slightly. She looks up at you, her teeth still chattering. Let's see. If you got here, there must be a portal that can take you back. It's only a matter of finding it. She smiles. Her teeth aren't chattering because she's cold. They're moving around inside her mouth, her gums twisting as the teeth shift about. They arise and recede as you watch, chattering as they rattle against each other. What? She hisses at you. Only takes one portal you step through accident and drive the fear into you. I went through thrice 10, lost my hand, burned my flesh, and lost my sense. She looks at her feet. More. No more. I'm sorry. If I can find some means to help you, I will. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Wait, so she just runs off? Like, wait, hold on. Maybe we can talk to her about some stuff Eb Creekney's taught us? No, Ingress, get back here. Ingress! Ingress! You see Ingress. She's huddled inside her cloak of dirty rags, her teeth chattering. She's glancing furtively about her as if expecting to be attacked at any moment. Hi, Ingress. You? She squints at you. What is it you want me now? You want me to leave? Not leave in this city, so I'm not. I can't. Tried. It's not. Yeah, I know. So... yeah, you basically just talked to her about the same thing. Alright, maybe her journal has some hints. No, wait, quests. Oh right, we need to go see Bane the Cinder again. Let's see. Met a mad woman named Ingress running around the hive outside the mortuary. She was raving about doors and keys, and she claimed that the whole city was a series of portals to other places. She said when she was a young girl, she accidentally stepped through a portal and it ended up trapped in the city. If I can find an experienced planewalker, perhaps he could guide her home. So I guess we could go back to the Smoldering Corpse bar and, talk to Eb Creekney's? But first, we should find Bane the Cinder. I know he's somewhere around here.
I've never seen something so ugly I've not.
Stuff it, Anna. Okay, let's see. Is he around here?
All right.
I know he was, like, somewhere in front of the monument. Right? Or at least, I thought he was? Ah, here he is. Hey, buddy. You see Bane the Cinder. As you approach, he looks at you hopefully. Were you successful in finding Craddock, good sir? Yes, and I passed along your message, although it didn't seem to please him any.
Updated my journal.
Bane doesn't seem to have heard any word after. Yes, for he smiles and heaves a sigh of relief. Good fortune indeed. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. He reaches into his robe and pulls out a handful of coppers, which he counts out and then hands them to you. 45 comments for delivering a message, eh? Fair enough. Oh, more than fair, good sir, more than fair. I can say without hesitation that there's no finer profession in all of Sigil than that of a runner for the House of Cinders. I'll keep that in mind. Farewell, Bane. Alright, so first things first, let's go return this seed to Mebeth, because it's kind of coiled around our arm. And then I guess we'll go back to the area with, the Smoldering Corpse bar, so that way we can maybe talk to Eb Creekney's. But first, we gotta go talk to Mebeth. Got the thing. Mevith turns as you enters and gives you a skeptical eye. Now I gotta friggin'... I had a hard time picking out a voice for her last episode. I need to find something and stick with it. Your path brings you back here, does it, child? I returned with those herbs you wanted. Now maybe you can get this damn bramble patch off my wrist. That's so. Mevith thinks that Mevith glances at the barbs that surround your wrist. If so, think it off then.
Updated my journal.
Oh. Crackling and snapping, the black barbed branches unravel themselves from your wrist and form a tangled ball of brush and twigs. It looks like a nest of dead black snakes. Mevith snorts. Then get into a picture frame or some such. Something with more structure and less angles. Alright. The branched ball creaks, its twigs bending and twisting until the branches have bent themselves into a small picture frame, two handspans on each side. Almost unconsciously, you imagine the shape, the barbs to the back of the frame, so it can be hung from a wall easily. And, as an afterthought, you move the remaining barbs inside of the frame so it can be picked up by the edges. How's that? Mevith stares at the frame for a moment, and then cackles. Ha! Square enough it is. Good work, child, good work. She picks up the spoon in the frame and scrutinizes it. This'll do nicely. That all you wanted it for? Aye, well, this is enough. She sniffs. Aye, but there was one thing I forgot to tell you when you went last time, and I'll take you back to the merchant square it will. Look for a claw seller, Gisquirrel. He has some rags of mine he was supposed to watch, and long has it been since I first asked him to do it. I'll go get it then. After all, I'll be passing through the square on I think we'll be passing through the square, like, on our way to, the Smoldering Corpse Bar. At least, I think so. Either that or we'll pass the Smoldering Corpse Bar first.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief.
Huh?
Just look natural. Casual.
All I see is a bunch of hive dwellers just chatting each other up. Anyway, let's go talk to Gisquirrel. Where is he? There is he. Okay. Gisquirrel turns to you. Aye, Gisquirrel. He bows and spreads his hands, his trembling, scarred hands. Aye, Gisquirrel. I'm here to pick up someone's wash. Mevith, the midwife. Ragpicker Square? Gisquirrel blinks. Washcloth? Yes, Mevith, from Ragpicker Square. Ragpicker? He taps his fingers as if counting something. I know, I remember. He picks up a trembling finger as if telling you to wait. Alright? He comes back with a flattened mass of green rags, thin as paper, yet so stiff they look like they could be doubled as wooden boards. The rags are so caked with greenish lime starch, they look like it would take years of soaking to relax them. How many times did you clean these? My god. Gisquirrel, washcloth, starchcloth, every 5th day. Washcloth, starchcloth, every 5th day. His eyes flicker. Gisquirel wash many years, always starchcloth on 5th day. Gisquirel's ritual. You washed these and starched them for 5 years. Oh my god. What's the point of doing it every 5 days when they don't need... Oh, never mind, just hand them over. Give cloth. He nods, then hands you the rags. They're heavy. It's like carrying an armload of bricks. I'll take them to Mevith now. Bye. Alright, let's go drop these off at Mevith real quick and see if she has anything else to do for us. And then we'll go stop by the Smoldering Corpse Bar. These... Am I... Oh no, wait, it's up here. Still, God, starching cloth for years, yeah, they would basically be stiff as boards. Mebeth... Mebeth seems lost in the twisting black-branched picture frame you made for her. She's squaring the edges and snapping off some of the barbed seeds on the branches. She suddenly notices you and sets down the frame. Hey, child? I brought your wash. I think Giscor was a little heavy on the cleaning ritual, though. She takes a stack of starched green rags from you and examines them critically. At least they won't tear, she sighs. Or bend. What was with that cloth merchant Giscor? His hands were all scarred and he seemed slow. Mebeth is still turning the cloth over in her hands, tapping it with her finger. Well, child, sometimes one burns with the art, and other times the art burns ye. Is that what happened to him? Mebeth clicks her tongue. Mayhap. There's some for who using the art that is like breathing. They strolls about with their pointy hats and stinkweed pipes, and then there's the hedge wizards and plain touched gypsies and fortune casters and half seers and midwives who flicker with the art and then have a harder time of it. And Giscor was one of them? Mebeth nods. Aye, so to speak. In some ways, he's no different now than he was. Addicted to habit and ritual, he was. As she sets down the stiff rags, they clunk as she places them on the floor. I know. There's one last thing I need from you, child. Of course. What do you need? Okay, and only this. I need some ink from Scran prescribing some ingredients to one of my cookery books. I'll need you to fetch some from one of the merchants. Kosajai be your name. Very well, I'll go see if I can find her.
Updated my journal.
And plus I do need to, like, hawk some stuff that we found off at the Ha! From some poor sod who mauled us earlier. Or tried to, anyway. Yeah, I got some stuff that we gotta hawk anyway, so may as well.
Alright.
Let's see. Oh, well, there she is. This toothless old crone reeks of fish and brine. Spying you as you approach, she gives you a wide pink smile. Fish, my child. Fish heads, mayhap. Mebeth said you sell ink. She sent me to purchase some. Ink, she chuckles. Nay, sir, I sells no ink. I sells just fish. Are you sure? Mebeth, the midwife and ragpicker swear, mentioned you specifically. Heh! Well, of course, Ajay was me, and was me dam's name, and me granddam's name, so could be any of us. Yet they're both in the dead book, so only this Kosajai matters. No idea what she's on about. A midwife in the Picker Square, you say? She thinks for a moment. Don't know her, I don't. Well then, she said you'd be able to help me, but if that's not the case, never mind. Now hold on, your midwife friend's not all wrong. I do know how you can get ink, but it may not be the ink you're looking for. The ink I'm thinking of bleeds from the gills of a brand Brogota fin, it does. This Brogota fin, it bleeds ink? She frowns. Aye, thing is, the fin that fish nuts for eating. It got a horrible taste, scalds the tongue. And you can ask Miriam. She pitches her fish and fish sell down the street in this southerly way. She cackles. She might have one of them fish he needs and down on her pole. Alright.
Updated my journal.
So down the street. So let's see. Oh, I see those red circles. I see them eyeballing me. Oh, hey! The old woman stands silently by the wall, staring off into the distance. She seems to be unconcerned with the flow of traffic around her, and clutches a wooden pole from which dozens of small fish are dangling. Hi. Oh, hello, sir. She squints for you for a moment, trying to discern your identity. Oh my, here I was thinking you were one of me regular customers. She proffers her fishbowl. Tuna, sir? Mackerel? Sea cucumber? Sea cucumber. Those are edible? I had some questions. Have you heard of Pagoda fin? I was told it bleeds ink from its gills. She blinks and then nods. Aye, that fish. That fish is a strange one, it is. Not many have heard of it unless want to eat it. Difficult to kill it, and even in death it still seems to live. Not many want to lash their teeth around something that still writhes. Do you have one, though?
Updated my journal.
Aye, but the ink, you'll need something to carry it in. Have you got a bowl or a cup, perhaps? Or a tankard. Maybe one of the merchants is selling one. Farewell. Alright. Back up to the market, I guess. Minus steel and olive sigil. Brass plates. Ah, hello. Yes. Hi. May I see what you're selling here? Cups, tankards. Yes. I will do this. So plates, cups, jigs, tankas, cutlery, and the like, sir. All of the qualities and all quality, sir, the finest. She steps back and lifts the lid of the crate of the wagon behind her. Please, look over my goods. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. I need something to hold ink in. Do you have like a tankard or a goblet for sale? She nods. Oh yes, many kinds. They range in price from a few coppers to several hundred. Just the cheapest one you have will do. She reaches into the crate at her side and throws a battered-looking tankard at you, covered in dents. Its handle looks like it's about to fall off. This looks like it was used on someone's skull. She smiles slightly. It'll do.
Updated my journal.
Let's see if we have anybody. I wonder, will you... Wait, let's see. Can you see my blades, have you? Yes. Wait, identify. Oh, cool. Okay, cool, but, let's see. Let's sell this scalpel. We don't need it anymore. Don't need these fist irons much else either. Or this hammer. Keeping that iron pry bar, though. Whoa! 300 coppers! Boink. Boink. Oh, right. I guess we should, like, get around to reading that note eventually. Okay, so they can't buy all those rings that I found. Okay. Still, 300 coppers, hot damn. But first, before we go, gotta pet these lim-lims. Pet the lim-lim. Leave the lim-lim alone. Now we pet this lip. Nope, we pet the lim-lim. Pet the lim-lim. Yes. Good lim-lim.
Done.
Okay, now let's buy that fish. Got a tankard. Can I get the ink from the fish in it? She nods, plucks a fish from her pole. It twitches as she grabs it, and then starts lashing about as she begins to twist it like a rag. She wrings it until a bluish-black ichor begins to trickle from the fish's gills. When your tankard is almost full, she relaxes her grip and throws the twitching fish into the sack at her side. Thank you. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Now that we got that, let's, if I can remember the exit is. There we go. Let's head back to Ragpicker Square again and see if we can't deliver this to Nevith. and then we'll go back to the smoldering corpse bar. We'll get her eye back, and oh, for fuck's sake. You guys will never let it rest, will ya?
I'm gone.
Take their coppers, take anything made out of copper, take their clot charms, take their jink. And Ragpicker Spookware is just over this way. Got your ink, Mebeth. Mebeth is tugging at the massive greenish lime-starched rags that you brought from Gisquirrel. She seems to be purposely fraying the edges as if to peel them apart somehow. When she hears you approach, she turns. Aye, child? Here's the ink you wanted. Mebeth takes the tankard of ink from you and sniffs it. Prime ink, fresh as it is, aye. She nods at you. You done well, child. All I've asked. Now I ask ye again. After all you've seen, do you still want to learn the art? Yes, after all, the guiding goal of your errands was to test my persistence, was it not? Mebeth smiles and nods. Yes, mayhaps, child, mayhaps. Or, a translation, nah, I was just too lazy to get me errands done. And that's not all. You knew who I had to see to accomplish each errand, didn't you? Mebeth nods again, slower this time. Mayhap, child, mayhap. Even so, what did your senses tell ye about them? Mourns for Trees showed me my beliefs affect the world around me. Gisquirrel taught me that ritual is a wasted effort if the purpose of the ritual is ignored. Merim taught me that no matter how much I think I know, there's still much I can learn from another's eyes. Mebeth is silent for a moment, then walks slowly over to you and touches you on the cheek. Oh, child, she sighs. You will be a master sorcerer one day, you will. You haven't known of it, yet you come to old Mebeth for help, you have. We'll get a midwife to teach you, and such a one. Much, Mebeth. I want to learn all you have to teach. So you'll walk the path, then? Mebeth pauses. Well, first things firstly, just having a knack for the art isn't enough. You need some means of giving it focus, usually spells. The spells are usually in a book, and so the art demands the spell book. Or if it's like a 4, you can cast spells. Can you read? Yes. Then let's test it then. Can you read this? Mebeth draws forth a small tattered card. It looks like a recipe. Examine the recipe. Writing on the recipe swims before your eyes, each symbol twisting out of focus whenever you try to read it. Almost instinctively, you relax your eyes, allowing them to take in the page all at once. The symbols suddenly bleed together. The recipe lists measurements, ingredients. It appears to be some minor divination. This is a minor divination, isn't it? It looks like a spell that allows the user to see the nature of an item, to see whether it's enchanted or not. It's an identify spell! Mebeth's eyes widen. Who are you to test old Mebeth so? Are you some fiend? Not to my knowledge. What's wrong?
Updated my journal.
Well, not expecting it, was I? She nods at the recipe, then plucks it out of your hand. What you see, it's written in the language of the art. If you're not a mageling yet, it should be all a swirl jumble of mishmash. She snaps her finger. Yet clear as crystal, you pluck the sense of it right up. Maybe you tell old Mebeth why that is. I think I may have known once, but forgot. Seeing the symbol jarred my memory. Or else a natural gift you may have. No matter. You've just shaved seasons off your learning, you have. Mebeth harumphs. I've been looking for someone to handle the chores around here, I'd had. If you need help with anything around here, you can still ask. It's the least I can do in exchange for you teaching me. No, don't worry yourself about that, she frowns. Well, you can read spells well enough, but spells are no good to you without a book to put 'em in. You have one you don't need anymore? Mabeth glances around the hut, and then she catches sight of the black barbed picture frame you made. She picks it up carefully and studies it. This'll do. That thing? It's just a frame, though. Ah, but so are you, child. And still holding the frame, she picks up one of the starched rags that you got from Gisquirrel. With a yank, she pulls off the greenish starched surface film. It flutters in the air like a wispy bit of cloth. Whatever Gisquirrel uses in the wash, it works better than curling or stretching or stoning does in a normal rag. Can't afford parchment, can't? Parchment? She takes the starchy film and pulls it over the black barbed frame, latching the rag's edges onto the hooks around the frame until it looks like a small greenish-black painter's canvas. It's missing something. I guess it needs something painted on it? Aye, or written on it. She takes a tankard of ink that you've given her and sets it down next to her. She dips one of her fingernails into the tankard, then draws it out. Mumbling to herself, she begins to scratch symbols onto the frame, one by one, still mumbling to herself. All's done. Mabeth stands, drying her ink-stained fingernail on her robe. She tilts her head, regarding the strange framed page in front of her. A page for your spellbook, it is. She indicates you should pick it up. Alright? Inside your spellbook are your recipes, your spells, if you will. As long as they sit in the book, though, they're just words. She taps her head. Your art demands you pluck the magic out of the book and put it in your head, before you can tap their power. Go on. You put them in your attic by studying them, memorizing them. Usually you need a rest first before you can do this, though. Any questions? Okay, so basically it works like what I've seen in, those D&D streams that are hip and happening with the kids these days. You can learn all sorts of spells if you want, but you can only have so many active at once, right? Okay, I think I understand. Oh, no questions, eh? Well, now, you should have questions. You know all about how to memorize spells, do you? You're a sharp one. You sure you don't need any of Mebeth's soul and words all gobbling up your precious time? You're a master of sorcery. Forgive me, Mebeth. I meant no questions on what you'd said. Please explain how to memorize spells. Alright then. Here's the dark of how you memorize spells. Pick the spells you want to stick in your head from your spellbook before you go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, they'll be about buzzing in your head like flies, ready to be let out. How many spells can I cast? You can only cast one, mayhap 2 spells before needing to rest again. As a tiny flitting mageling, there isn't much room in your attic, so use your spells wisely until you get wiser with the art. As your power increases, you'll get more room in your attic for spells. Oh, okay. Alright, go on. You can only cast spells you've memorized, so if you want to use the art to say, mend something twice, you need to memorize the spell how many times? Once. Twice! To cast a spell twice, you need to memorize the spell twice. Got it. How can I learn more spells then? Mabeth shrugs. Keep your eyes and ears out for learning. Even common folks might have a few minor magics to teach. There are also scrolls, recipes, books, and even strange items that have spells inscribed on them. If you find one, just examine it and copy it to your book if you want it. Got it. I can also show you more spells if you return, especially when you've a little more of the planes in you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Before you go, child, you'll need some magics for you to whet your appetite. Mabeth rummages in her robe and then pulls forth 3 small recipes which she passes to you. You should copy these into your book so they can go into your attic as soon as possible. Thanks, Mabeth.
My journal.
Wait, there is more. Mabeth fishes a tiny bundle of black cloth from her apron and unrolls it, producing a pair of amber earrings. These will protect you on your travels, child. I no longer wear them myself, so go ahead and take them. Alright, thank you. Alright, child. Don't tarry here any longer. One such as he has other ways to spend one's time rather than hang around old Mebeth. Now come on, Mebeth, you're not old. Pah, you flatterer. Your tongue is so lined with silver it'd be a shame to shame a Batazu. Get ye hence. Thanks for everything, Mebeth. Pah, you can thank me by not paying the Adelco with what you learned. The arts are damned to many a fool who sought to bend in the ways of the art and weren't meant to bend. Now get along with ye. Goodbye,
I
Mebeth.
feel stronger.
Hey, level up. Let's see. Spell memorization. Abilities have increased. Nice. Oh, our class is mage now. Nice. Do I not have any... Wait, biography? I feel like I've woken up inside someone's dream. I don't know who I am, and I don't know how I got here, and I don't know how to get out. First thing I remember is crawling off a metal oh, it's just a synopsis of what we've done so far. Okay. So we have no points to allocate? Nothing this time? Okay, current alignment, true neutral. I thought we were like... I thought I got points to allocate every level, though. Huh, I guess I don't have one this level. Oh well. Let's put these on. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Recipe, chromatic orb. This tattered car has the recipe for the ingredients and the incantations necessary for the minor evocation chromatic orb. Alright. Recipe, identify. And, well, if you've played any NetHack, roguelike, or anything like that, you know what identify does. Blood Bridge? What the hell? The spell allows the caster to share a portion of their life with others, weakening himself or strengthening others. Okay. Okay, let's access our spellbook real quick, because I want to know what Chromatic Orb does. Let's see. Long are the debates about the spectrum of color in the multiverse. This blue is better than yellow. Pike it, Burke. Of course white is the true color. And while in the end, many generally agree that a color's greatness is in the eye of the beholder, the spell establishes the fact that some colors are deadlier than others. Summons a large magical orb of color, which can then be hurled at a target, using the caster's normal attack roll +3. The color of this orb changes depending on the caster's level. Okay, so currently it's white. Two of each. Just so, like, stuff will be there when I wake up. Alright, now let's get into the, Smoldering Corpse. We've got a lot of business there. We gotta get our eye back. I don't know what we're gonna do with it once we get it back, but, we're gonna get our eye back. And then we're gonna see if old Eb Creeknees will be a bro and help out poor Ingress. Oh wait, am I in the market again? Ah, damn. Ah, well, I think this is the way. Whoa! Hey! It's another Gith! This Gith turns to face you as you approach. Like Dak'kon, he has a yellow cast to his skin and a gaunt frame. His clothing is a curious blend of sharp colors and dull, mud-stained browns. This Gith's dead black eyes flicker over Dak'kon, and then you. Hi! The man ignores you and turns to Dak'kon instead. He speaks several clipped words in a low tongue, which you can't understand. His expression doesn't change as he speaks, nor does he make any hand motions, so you can't hazard a guess as to what he's saying. Dak'kon replies with an arrow flight of words in the same tongue, and the Gither's eye falls silent. Translation, Dak'kon? The Gither's eye turns to you as you speak, and then turns back to Dak'kon and speaks again, this time in great length. Dak'kon replies. It sounds like the same arrow flight of words as before. The Gither's eye follows silent again. Dak'kon says something else, and the Gither's eye responds with yet another lengthy stream of words. Dak'kon, can you ask him some... well, I guess we could. Dak'kon turns to the Gither's eye and speaks, this time at a slower, more measured pace than before. The Gither's reply is a short one. What did he say? Your words are known to me. The Gither's eye interrupts. Face me and speak your mind. I will hear you. Alright. Achali. Drowning. I'm sorry? Your question is a slab in the dark, an arrow without direction. His forehead wrinkles. The answer to this question would fill the mind of an anarch. Then there's no time for such an answer. Tell me plainly what you wish known. Never mind. Nothing that we can't ask anybody else already. Plus our own party members. I just thought we might learn something interesting about Dak'kon. Anyway, smoldering corpse. First things first, Eb, my good man. Greetings, Eb. I had some questions. Let's see. Maybe I can learn by talking about keys and portals with him again? Questions about Sigil? Other questions, maybe? Oh, this is actually something new. Eb Creekneys, third measure of the harmonium. Now retired and being a tout with one's voice, and then since I don't step as lightly as I might these past 2 or 3 decades. He chuckles. Now, lad, who be you, and what trouble might you be in? What makes you think I'm in trouble? Let's see. Lad, no one with as many scars as you you have isn't in some sort of trouble, either from himself or from others. Eb looks at you in mock reproach. What do you take old Eb for? Blind? Ha! Look, I'm a little weathered around the edges, but I've still got some sight and sense. Now, what's dogging your heels to be causing such trouble? Mayhap I can help you, eh? Few troubles, that's all. Oh, I know now. Well, I hope it wasn't nothing too serious now, but I'll leave that for yourself and to say and when you feel like talking about it. Don't mean to press the point. No, that'll get you in more trouble around here than anything else. Mort did say that it was for the best that we don't tell anybody what happened, so maybe if we ask him about the friggin' third measure of harmonium, maybe that'll say something about it. Let's see. Eb puffs up lightly and slightly in pride and gets a semi-stern look on his face. Aye, the third measure of the harmonium. He relaxes a little. Though I haven't served a tour of duty in many a decade, pushing a quill wasn't quite up my alley after all the fights and skirmishes I've been in. So I've just bided my time keeping tabs on things down here in the hive and been helping out a little where I can. And you look like someone who might need a hand. Are you in some kind of trouble, lad? What fights and skirmishes have you been in? Ebb rolls his eyes. More than I can remember, lad. Well, almost more than I can remember, leastways. I did an all-too-long tour in the Blood War, that infernal muck-up war of lies on Terras. Far too many years in the Black Centuries War. Ebb begins to tick off the wars on his fingers and count silently to himself. Then there was the Three Plains War and many others. I even took part in the Harmonium War of Liberation. Oh, towards the end there, I was also in the Sickle City Watch. Some could argue that that was the most dangerous of them all. He laughs loudly. The mention of the Blood War feels like a cold dagger slipping into your heart. Tell me more about the Blood War. And Ebb sighs, oblivious to your reaction. Aye, the Blood War. The most dangerous family feud this side of the primordial soup. A mean-spirited mob of fiends on one side, a batch of warmonger fiends on the other. It's a war that creation sparked, and they've been digging into each other ever since. Two fiends warring against each other, eh? Aye, the Tanari, vicious killers who care for none but themselves, and the Batazu war machine, all for law and order under their infernal rules. The whole mess spills out into the plains from time to time, and it's made the multiverse a less pleasant place to live. I see. He seems like the prime person to, talk to Ingress about. Maybe if I could just, mention that I do have a few troubles and then bring up Ingress? No? Damn. I guess Ebb isn't our guy, even though he's been so many places. Anyway, can I have my eye back? Excuse me. Can I have my eye back? That's ridiculous. Maybe I can tackle it down a little? Yeah. Here you go. It's a deal. He produces a darkened, wax-stopped, wide-mouthed bottle from his pocket. You hear the sound of liquid sloshing around inside it, with a heavier, squishier noise. Opening it, the stench of some sort of preservative agent nearly makes you gag. Floating in the viscous muck is an eyeball. Better figure out what to do with it. Now that you've exposed it to the air, you might as well put a pickled egg in the jar after all, for all the good it'll do to you. Make up your mind, Cutter. Pickled egg or what? Oh God. Here goes nothing. With a moment's hesitation, you reach into your socket and pop out your eye into the palm of your hand. The bartender helpfully severs the optic nerve and directs your hand to the jar of goo that sits on the bar. You deposit your eye in the preservative, wrap your fingers around the old one, and slide it into your empty socket. The pain of this entire operation is incredible. After a moment, though, you can feel the optic nerve reattaching itself into this new eye, and suddenly you are hit by a flash of memory. Holy shit. Alright. A vast expanse of chaotic, ever-changing wasteland stretching before you, a group of humanoid vultures plummeting towards you, cruel weapons ready to strike, and your own shining blade clutched tight in your fist. Three toughs surround you, in the colors of the enemy you can't quite place. Long daggers glisten in their hands, and the light glints cruelly from their exposed teeth. You glance at your scarred hands, and know soon they'll be covered in blood. An enormous frog-like creature comes bounding under the chaos stuff, headed for you with its mouth full of teeth. You hurl your javelin through the shifting matter and pin the creature to a sandstone plinth. You have recalled some of your lost fighting skills. Huh. Whoa! Oh God, that fucked us up. Can we rest here? Can't rest in this area. Fuck. Because, oh boy. I mean, I guess we could use a clot charm, but at the, oh, son of a bitch. Fine.
I'm hurt.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna... Oh god, these bandages do precisely fuck all. There we go. Alright, you son of a bitch. Can I... Okay, there we go. Take this back.
Done.
And I remember being up here and seeing something about, those people that Sevtai wanted us to...
I'm gone.
Hey, friends. Go away.
Damn it. Damn it.
My god. Well, hey, that's one of the guys that we need to kill, so... Oh my god, leave Dak'kon alone. Oh my god, leave Dak'kon alone. Oh, we're almost out of clot charms. Okay, good. Good, they're dead. Take this. Take this.
Alright.
Take their jink. Okay, let's see. I hear Arus. Oh good. Oh good, they're still out for blood. Attack the... Oh my god, attack the... Okay, that's fine, whatever. Come on.
Damn. Done.
Well, we've
I'm gone.
killed 3 of the, stray dogs barking, so... Hey, a clock charm. This almost makes up for the fact that we're almost out. Okay, so... We better go back up here. We better go talk to Sevtai, and, we better go back to that tomb and rest. Dak'kon's looking a little worse for wear.
Done.
Pretty sure that counts as at least. Sevtai! You again. The woman turns to face you, her lips peeling back in a snarl. You have news for Sevtai. I found the starved dogs barking and pinned 3 of them in the dead book.
Updated my journal.
The powers be not bind in their justice this day. The woman reaches into her spider-like hair and draws forth a copper earring. Here you are, a pretty bit this should fetch. It's worth 33 coppers at least, I'm sure. It belonged to one of me sisters, but she won't be needing it anymore. Alright, goodbye, Sevtai. Now, let's go get some rest in the only place we know. This random hole in the ground. And now I should be able to cast spells. Yep, there they are. No, I don't want to remove that from my memorized spells. Still though, I wonder if I can memorize more. No? Okay. But we are running a bit low on time, so next time on Let's Play Planescape Torment, hopefully we will be able to help Ingress get back to her homeworld, and maybe we'll be on our search for Farad once more. I will see you guys then, and take care.